I hope all is well. I'm here to talk about how Trevor Lawrence went down in the second half of the Bengals Jacksonville's game, and pretty much in short, how is it going to affect the Jags going forward? With, of course, I'm a big Texans fan. And then on top of that, the Colts also went in two as well yesterday. And then, the Broncos are right there as well. So the playoff picture, how does this affect them going forward? What it is for Jacksonville? First things first, hey man, if you like what you see, of course, comment, like, and subscribe. Next thing up, real quick, guys. All right, so first topic, of course, Trevor Lawrence. He's going out there, he's doing his thing. He threw for 258, two touchdowns, tripped over the left tackle. I'm sorry, over his tackle, Walker, and it just looked bad. Pretty bad thing there. It just slanted down, and plus the sack on top of that, it was just a lot going on. Catered off the field by his own staff. You know, we really don't know the severity of the injury just yet. Could drop a video on that or just a little picture on that real quick. But just we want to know how does this affect them? We looked at Bedford playing. He didn't look horrible, but it is what it is with that. As for pretty much the Bengals though, they did actually pretty good. Browning was actually doing his thing, but this is more of a Jacksonville video, so we'll keep it on them. Looking at it right now, the playoff picture. Right now, the playoff picture, we got Jacksonville at 8-4. They're still number one in the AFC South because they, of course, won the head-to-head with the Texans, and I do believe they have beaten the Colts as well. So they're still rightfully there. But the Bengals, they beat them, putting them, obviously making them fall down to the fourth seed. So that's that. On the outside looking in, who's right on their tail though? Yeah, man. Texans, they advanced to 7-5. Then on top of that, the Colts, they're right there too. So yeah, 7-5 as well. So oh man, they gotta really execute, really execute big time, especially with the playoff picture. Those two teams in it. Pretty much looking at the remainder of their schedule after the loss to the Bengals, they got the Browns, the Ravens, the Bucks, the Panthers, and the Titans. So they still got 5 more games. But man, that Browns defense is gonna be tough on them. That Ravens defense is gonna be tough. They got some 2 winnable games with the Bucks and the Jags, and the Titans game, of course. So the last 3 games are pretty easy. If they can just get through the Browns and the Ravens, probably just split one. They are both AFC football teams, so that does help with the standings because I know the Ravens are pretty good in the playoffs right now, playoff picture as well. And the Browns are in right too. So, they want to do no friendly fire and help, beat those 2 teams and then turn around and, the Texans or the Colts get in because of that, or they stay in because of that. So, yeah, this is really determine on what for the Jags, man, right now with really Trevor Lawrence injury kind of plays a huge factor in how they go about this. I honestly think that the best thing for them to do is I would rest Trevor probably. If I would rest Trevor for the Browns game. Offensively, they don't match well with offensively the Browns. They don't have an identity, so your defense can win that one. Bring them back for the Ravens game. That gives you 2 weeks. Whatever the injury, however severe the injury is, we'll just say that. However severe the injury is, we'll go off of that. But as of right now, yeah, man, that's how I'm rolling with that on that one. I would let him rest, even if he is cleared to play. Still let him rest because he's a franchise quarterback, obviously. Let Bradford go out there, do his thing. He didn't look horrible in the overtime, but he didn't look like he was, obviously Trevor Lawrence. So it is what it is on that one. Defensively, they gave up 34 points total in the game. They really got to clamp down on defense, man. They really got to clamp down. Last week they gave up 21, but they beat the Titans, no offense, and they got embarrassed by the Niners, that 34. So the Jags defense really, they got these games where they're putting up they're averaging at least about 20 points a game, giving up to the opposing team, which during the playoffs you want to kind of slim that down to like more of a 14 to 18 type range. That's just my saying for the Jacksonville Jaguars. Looking on the outside, looking in. Spruce up, get the ball to ETN, get the ball to Calvin Ridley, get more touches, just increase the workload. Christian Kirk, same thing. Evan Ingram, get him involved in the passing game. You're just gonna have to really ramp up everybody times 10 with Trevor Lawrence being out. And I know it's difficult because you got a backup quarterback in there, but you got to get him comfortable. Small routes till you get to the big ones. Like I said, the Browns game is probably going to be the most trickiest one for them because the Browns are hungry right now. They're trying to stay in that playoff picture. The Ravens they could afford to lose two back to back and they'll still be fine in the playoff picture. But the Browns probably is that sleeper game where if Trevor Lawrence can go, I still wouldn't put him in. That's just me. But if he can't go, yeah, obviously keep him out. Bedford, get him in there, bunch of reps, which they're probably gonna do that. I mean, this is a given. They're probably gonna do that. I'm just saying, from the outside looking in, Jags fans, I wouldn't be too worried about it. I wouldn't be too hurt. You guys are in the playoffs. You guys run the AFC South right now. I hate to say it as a Texans fan, so I wouldn't be too stressed out about it. I would just say more so tighten up on defense, heavy tighten up on defense. You got to. The Bengals are pretty much one-dimensional last night with Jamar Chase really going off. So, and then T Higgins beat you a few times. I mean, that's a given. I'd rather. It was a nice way to say this. I'd rather T Higgins be the number one receiver than Jamar Chase be the number one receiver in that instance. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. So just they got to really home in on that D, man. Really home in on that defense. That's pretty much my takeaway for that. But like I said, playoff picture, you guys are still in it. Trevor Lawrence injury, it's still a pending transaction. Like I'm paying for something. Still a pending decision on what's going on. I think it shouldn't be that bad. Hopefully it's not that bad. You know what I'm saying? And then on top of that, with that being said, your strength of schedule doesn't look like it's really that bad after you get past that Ravens game. So you got 2 out of the 5 games. It's going to be really worth homing in and kind of, really fighting for. The other ones, the Bucks, Panthers, and Titans, I don't see them losing to them. Well, actually, I take that back. The way Mike Evans has been playing, the Bucks might be a trap game for him, and it's right before Christmas. So, who knows? That's a rough one right there. That's a very rough one. But with all that being said, Jags fans, let me know how you feel about this. Texans fans, if you're watching, what up, though? Peace.